dreamt of the perfect cricket match. Now, let me tell you what all the dream would have had. India versus Pakistan at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, a World Cup game. Pakistan bat first, score a competitive total, and India lose their openers early to a fine Pakistani pace attack. Virat Kohli standing there all by himself. India win on a last ball thriller, and it's Virat Kohli, the man, who actually takes you through to that win, and he is the star, the man of the match. 23rd of October, 1:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time to 5:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. You lived your dream, didn't you? You actually did live your dream because Virat Kohli and the Indians made you live that dream. It was just the perfect cricket match one could have ever dreamt of. Hello and welcome to Crickpedia. We are going to analyze the dream perfect match. Let's start with the toss. I wasn't particularly happy when Rohit Sharma elected to field first because big game you always tend to bat first. That's how traditional cricket goes. Semi-finals, finals, India versus Pakistan, you always bat first because the weather, the pitch and stuff really doesn't make a difference. If you have runs on the board, you can always defend because the run rate, the required run rate is something teams really struggle with in pressure games. And that's the reason I was sort of concerned. 90,250 people in all in that stadium. That's a massive crowd. That must be a record crowd for a match at MCG because that adds pressure. Now that adds pressure, and that's a very, very important factor. It's not only about the players. Remember, pressure is the biggest individual on the field. It's not Virat Kohli, it's not Shaheen Afridi, it's not Rohit Sharma, it's not Mohammad Rizwan. Nobody. Pressure is the most important element on the field in a cricket game. Let's keep that a very, very important factor. And Arshdeep Singh, Bhuvneshwar Kumar deliver in that pressure. Pakistan are rocked. Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan leaving early. Now, there was a stat shown that 50% of the runs scored in this year are by the openers for Pakistan, which is so crucial because you knew it. As an Indian fan, you knew it that if Babar and Rizwan stay there, Pakistan are posting 180 for sure, and that can become very tough on these big grounds. Now, what does Australia really provide is that if you don't get boundaries, you can get 2s and 3s for sure. You don't really need to settle with singles and don't need to really feel the pressure of scoring a boundary. Now, suppose you hit 6 3s in an over, that's 18 runs in over. And that's more than enough for a T20 game. That is what Australia provides you with. So even after losing Babar and Rizwan early, Pakistan not getting those boundaries, but getting those 2s and 3s, which actually made sure that they are in the game and they are not behind the game, they're not behind the 8th ball. 90 for 2 in 12 overs, thanks to that over of Akshar Patel. Iftikhar Ahmed showed what a power hitter he is. Getting 21 made Pakistan go to 90 for 2 after 12 overs, which is such a competitive score at that point. And all of a sudden, they just lose the plot. The pendulum for the first 6 overs was in India's favour. It swung in Pakistan's favour because they didn't lose any wicket for so many overs. Then swung back in India's favour the way the Pakistani batsmen were just coming out there to slog and were losing their wickets. All of a sudden you feel it's India's game. And then you realise that Shaheen Afridi knows how to bat. He gets a 6 and a 4 of the Arshdeep over, gets crucial 16 runs. Haris Rauf comes and he hits a massive 6. And then you realise, oh my god, you still have Shan Masood out there, who is an absolute set batsman. He gets that crucial 50. So Pakistan's number 3 and number 4, which were actually criticised for a long time, get those crucial 50s and make Pakistan reach 160, which shouldn't have even been 100 the way they started and the sort of recent form that they have showed, with Babar and Rizwan getting out early. 160 was a competitive total. Now you have the Pakistani pace battery going against India's fine batsmen. Now that's the actual contest. Pakistan's strength has been their bowling, India's strength has been their batting. Babar Azam has set an aggressive field for both Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul, and he ends up getting both those wickets. But there, for some reason, Pakistan have that key to Surya Kumar Yadav, and they have not let him score even 20 in the 4 encounters. And that is what they did today as well. He was looking so settled, and a peach of a delivery, pace and bounce from Haris Rauf gets him out. Akshar Patel runs himself out, which was a fumble by Babar Azam, and you thought it's not out, and it ended up being out. Everything is going against India, and you have Virat Kohli standing at one end, and Hardik Pandya, the new batter. 31 for 4, and you feel, oh my god, they are really messing it up, and there's no way they're going to do 160. Hardik Pandya starts hitting. Now that's where you really need to analyze the game there. Hardik Pandya realizes that Virat Kohli is the anchor and I'm not the anchor. I have the power shots and I know how to go behind the spinners. He straight away decides to take on Nawaz, and he straight away goes for 3 sixes in that over, gets 20, and cuts down and nullifies the Akshar Patel over, which Iftikhar Ahmed went behind. So that's where the match sort of evens out. Still, the required run rate is more than 12 and over. By the time Hardik Pandya suddenly starts to struggle, all of a sudden that knee pain that they spoke about yesterday starts to come out today, and he's struggling now. Virat Kohli is trying to push the accelerator, but he's not able to. So 48 required of 3 overs, and now Virat Kohli is looking to push the accelerator. Hardik Pandya is struggling a little bit. Naseem Shah bowls an over that goes for 17 runs, and all of a sudden you feel 31 of 2. Is it even possible? It is very, very possible. The grounds are big, but it is still very possible because you've just got 17 of an over. Haris Rauf comes to bowl and he gives 3 of the first 4 balls, and you feel, no, 28 of 8 is not really done in Australia. In those big grounds, it's not done. He, for some reason, moves from that very, very effective fast ball to a slower delivery, which is still a very good ball because it comes up so high on Virat Kohli's bat. But Virat Kohli trusts his hands. He goes for that shot and it clears long on. I think that was the more surprising shot, even if you consider the ball that he hit over fine leg, the next delivery. The one over long on was one that was really, really surprising because you never really thought that he would clear that boundary because there was no pace on that ball. The next ball goes over fine leg for 6. The equation from 28 of 8 comes down to 16 of 6. You feel, is it gettable? Yes, it's gettable because Mohammad Nawaz has to bowl the last over. The pace battery has completed their quota of 12 overs. Now it's Mohammad Nawaz who has to sort of come and bowl that final over. Nawaz, first ball, gets Hardik Pandya out and you feel 16 of 5, and then there's a new batter out there. Dinesh Karthik feels, oh my god, where am I? Stuck. It comes down to 13 of 3, and the pressure is on Nawaz now because he knows the set batter is out there. He bowls a full toss which ends up being a no ball, and Virat Kohli smashes that for 6. 6 of 3 is a very, very gettable target, and then he bowls a wide 5 of 3. All of a sudden you get, the free hit is still on. He literally bowls the ball of the match because he gets Virat Kohli bowled, but that's a free hit. It runs down to third man. They pick up 3 runs. Now the debate is that is it even allowed to run there? And the umpire says yes, it's allowed because it's a bye. It's a free hit. Let it hit the stumps, doesn't make a difference. We are going to run 3. And India get those crucial 3 runs. It comes down 2 of 2. And Dinesh Karthik gets stumped. Can you believe it? The pendulum just suddenly shifts in Pakistan's favour. 2 of 1 with a new batter. It's so very well defendable. And Nawaz bowls a wide again. The pressure comes back on Pakistan. India now just need 1 of 1. And he bowls one full length delivery.
What have you got, Nawaz? Ashwin goes over, clears the infield. India win a famous win. You look at all the great wins over the years, and I think you'll find very, very few to compare.
Realize that India have done something monumental, and it wouldn't have happened without that 113 run partnership between Virat Kohli and Hardik Pandya, which was so crucial. Virat Kohli's 82 of 53 possibly is the best innings in my books, it's the best innings he's ever played because the magnitude of the game, the pressure, 90,000 people chanting your name, it was really a monumental innings in his career. We spoke about him being back in form against Afghanistan, scoring that 100. He is truly back in form with this innings because this was a pressure game. India were out of the Asia Cup back then, remember. India are well and truly in this World Cup with this innings because it could have simply been Pakistan's game if they would have held their nerve. Now, let's come down to some key moments. Haris Rauf, if he didn't give those 2 sixes, what if Mohammad Nawaz didn't bowl a no ball in that over? What if Virat Kohli got Shan Masood's run out in that first innings? Possibly Pakistan wouldn't have even got to 160. What if Ashwin held on to the catch and didn't really, let it drop in front of him? But we shouldn't forget the way Pakistan have fought in this match because they actually made, they were actually going to get all out by 100. The way their recent form has been without Rizwan and Babar, they certainly wouldn't have even got 100. But they got to 160, made the match competitive. Their Pakistani pace battery was phenomenal. All 3 of them bowling really well in the power play. And even in the back end, except those Naseem Shah and Haris Rauf overs back in the back end, they were just phenomenal. The pace battery was unbelievable. But India were the real champions today because they held their nerve right till the end and they didn't give up. This match has brought about the best in both teams, because this really tested both teams. This rivalry is this close. It's 50-50 rivalry. Teams evenly match out each other. There is no particular favorite. And that is what an India-Pakistan encounter really, really deserves. The players have given that to us. The fans were fantastic. This World Cup is truly alive. Hope for more such encounters.